Okay. Music. And I guess shameless self-promotion. Let's see. So I think Real Impact's the Keeps for All crowd. But I'll post it other places. What places will I post this actually? I guess I'll put it Cube Life. Guess I can always put it in Swag and Eon server. They seem to be pretty resistant to me spamming them about my shameless self-promotion stuff. I know I found some other places recently, and I've totally forgotten already where. Well. Without invite. Oh. Huh. Some guy had like a Discord server going on. Alright, I'll put in Portal. Parallel Limited. By the way, that finally shipped. I got shipping notifications for my Portal 65. Whenever I get that, I'll probably end up building that. I don't know when that's going to come versus the KFECE. I want to say KFECE should take priority, but I've just built another TKL, so space it out, give it a little bit of time. Soon enough, though. Space cables. They had social media promotion. Why not? I'm posting that server too. That's a pretty fun place. Alright. And Zeus, because for whatever reason I always post in the Zeus channel. Alright. So, real quick. Make sure build's working. Build command's working. Excellent. Alright. So I'm going to be building Sarah Keebs. Hello. I'm going to be rebuilding this little 60% from Keeps for All. Has a hotspot PCB, a palm plate, and let me unplug it. These sound a little bit on the high-pitched pingy side. Also, this thing's the Abomination. It's supposed to be my slash and question mark. So, well, it's a little bit cursed. I want to change it. First things first, let's take everything off of this. And then I'll get out the new PCB. I'll get the switches are coming with it. Makes it even faster. I have a stab here that I've prepared. I think I've tuned it. Didn't even notice? It's slight. Like, I notice it more on recordings and stuff. I was listening to them just like, it sounds a little bit weird. I just want to change it. Really, it's just an excuse for me to mess around and change stuff. Also, this is filled with polyfill, and I kind of want to try this with the carbon fiber plate. I think it might sound pretty good. I guess we will see. Can I just yank these out with my fingers? Yeah. Actually, if I just use a switch pull, I don't even need a switch puller if it's tight enough to pull out the keycaps and the switch at the same time. Oh, failure. Here I'm hoping to save time. Whatever. So one thing I really did like about this palm plate, it was super flexible, but I'm thinking a harder plate might sound okay on this too. So I did get a carbon fiber plate, and I'm going to solder it in. See how that works out. Most of these keys are coming with it. Yeah, there we go. ePBT, so tight. So like I was mentioning when I was monologuing a little bit, when I started the stream, I did get in on KFVC Extras that should ship, that is already shipped I should say, from Monoke. DHL is pretty fast, they quoted about a week. I think it'll probably be here sooner than a week. So it'll be a race between that and Parallel Limited, which is shipping out of California, I think. Anyways, that's a 65% gummy O-ring mount that I've been looking forward to. Seems like it would be a fun board. And then I also have that elusive Ing Studio The Block 67. I don't know exactly what happened with fulfillment of that. It should be sometime soon. I know some people have been getting theirs, but since that's shipping out of United Kingdom, I'm not exactly sure what the status is of that. People seem to be pinging Ing Studio quite a bit, so. Hey, how's it going? Not bad. Rebuilding my Cubes for All board tonight for fun, but this time with a soldered PCB and a carbon fiber plate. I would use the palm plate, except it doesn't actually fit the PCB. Saw the notice I just went live. Yep. I'm trying to be somewhat regular with doing Mondays and Wednesdays at least. And then whatever else, I'll see how I feel. If I have time, if I have energy, if I have anything to do even. Yeah. At some point soon, I'll probably end up opening up build commissions. I don't know who would want their board to be built by me, but it's an entertaining thought to keep me busy. Why are you yelling? Streams always make my day so relaxing. Hey, thank you. Well, there goes all the keycaps just flying off. So for a little bit there we go. The switches were coming with the keycaps, and I was using this as an excuse to go harder. Probably shouldn't be though. Cubes for All PCBs, nice, but like, for example, I don't know if you guys can see this one hot swap socket here in the middle where H would go. That's north facing. We don't quite like that, but it is what it is. Designs had to be made to make sure everything fit on this hot swap PCB, because this is really designed to be I guess a budget-friendly entry board. So I just want to mess around with it and see what I can do with it. Alright. Yeah. ePBT is so tight for this, or I don't think these stems are oversized, because when I tried GMK stuff on them, it seemed to be fine. But this is like pulling the switches right out of the board. Time saver. Sort of. It's also annoying I have to remove it, but that's fine. I'm saving time somewhere, I think. Oh. Oh. Come on. There we go. Alright. I've also recently realized I had some incorrect settings on a lot of my sound tests, so over the next coming weeks I'll be redoing pretty much all my sound tests, I think, for boards that I still have in-house. For stuff I've given away for friends, I mean, I'll just sort of have the old sound test, but I guess I'll leave a disclaimer note that the sounds are nowhere near accurate, because apparently I forgot about a low pass filter on that makes things sound strange. So my bad on that one. But now they know about it going forward, the rest of the sound test should be better. You'll hear a little bit more of the background and room noise because I am in quite a large basement area with walls quite far away. I have sound treatment up in front of me, but like the basement's just too big to bother to sound treat. Come on out. There we go. Alright. So this board, I had put quite a bit of polyfill in it. So I'm going to have to take that out and find a home for that. I do want to try the carbon fiber plate without polyfill and see what that sounds like. And I'm assuming that's going to sound a little bit high-pitched and brittle, and it might need the polyfill to relax it a little bit. So I'll probably need to put it back in then after taking it out, but we'll see. Another thing with the layout of the board, I'll be able to put a 7U bar and do a Sengen bottom row, which is my preferred thing to do on the bottom row anyways. Alright. Switch puller time. At some point this plate's just gonna yank itself out with one of the switches, I think. Big old spacebar switch out. I think a black cherry pie will sound interesting. I am sort of interested in more carbon fiber plates on some boards. And this will also have a good excuse for me to bring this board into work with a solder PCB because I won't have to worry about it anymore with things popping out. Here the plate just lifts out, it's not held in by anything anymore, and we can see the screws beneath it, and you can see all the polyfill fibers sticking up through the back. Alright. Missing a O-ring on that one. I'll have to find the O-ring later. I also got some more storage containers recently. I'm trying to become more organized because my wife keeps yelling at me that I have too much stuff just all over the basement. So I don't want to anger the wife person because that means less keyboards and time spent on keyboards. So that's a consideration. And here is the crap ton of polyfill that has eaten one of my screws. What happened? And it's consumed the entire O-ring. I did not see that coming. Let me put these things back on. Actually, I need to be careful about this so I don't lose these. I do have red O-rings, but they're larger and I think they're a different diameter. If I can use the stock stuff, I would like to continue using these stock O-rings. Oh man, this one ended up like cotton candy. So I think that's part of what had been cushioning the board too. I guess, the polyfill. Who'd have thunk it? polyfill mounting. O-ring. Polyfill, are you gonna come out? There we go. Okay. And this stuff I'm gonna bunch up and attempt to put it back in its bag. I'm not using it to stuff a bear with at any time in the near future, or at least I'm not planning on it, so that should actually be okay. And bringing this in, I have a carbon fiber plate now, and the Delta Z 60 PCB version 3. This is a KBD Fans special, and I guess I'll plug in and make sure it works. Eventually I'll have to get the stabs off, but let's test the PCB first. Pipes and stuff are creaking in my house. I have VIA up, don't I? VIA on the screen. As RGB. Always fun to see RGB, although I won't be able to see any of that afterwards. So I've already configured this. MO1 layouts 625. Let's do 7U. I'm going to split the right shift, or so I think. RF, right win. Okay. Do I want right windows there? Sure, I probably would do that anyways. So I have arrow keys, my F keys, a reset button over here, and my tilde here. And on the bottom row for layer 0, everything's pretty normal for a split right shift and Sangen bottom row. Key tester time. Put that up there precariously. Can't see it on the screen, good, because it looks just floating there. I forget if we tested this on stream or not, so I'll just retest this real quick. So the one thing that I was slightly concerned about, oh, I missed one, was the cutout size for this and the compatibility. I do have to check that before I actually build it. Because that might be a very short build stream if it just doesn't fit. But I should be able to screw it all together. First, test PCB before I forget. Man, this bottom row Swiss cheese. I think it's that switch and the second one. No, did I miss this guy? I missed that guy. This one and this one. Okay. And right side. Oh, go away, go away. Right side spacebar, I think, is this one. They'll all activate it, but I never remember. Oh, that's okay. Menu, and there we go. All right, PCB works. Turn that off. Put it back to configure. Alright, and as you can see, these plates are fairly similar, but let me overlay these real quick. Actually, the other way. Let me just take it out of the bag. I still have it in the bag. If I stack these on top of each other, you can see that there's a little bit of white bit up here on the enter stabilizer, and that's the thing that I had issues with that prevented me from using the DZ60 PCB the first time. Now if I layer this the other way, you'll see the cutout going into here is much further in. So I am a little bit curious if this will actually screw down in and secure. It should, but I actually hadn't tested that out and tried it. Okay, that's gonna be super close. I think it should work, but it's gonna be like grinding into that. And then this plate might not have the best time of it either, because I think the plate is just properly fit. Alright, so if that's the case, I might have to just rebuild it. But let's try this first. Let's try it. What's the worst can happen? I'll solder in switches and then I'll have to desolder and rebuild it one day. That actually sounds like a pain. Alright, let me try screwing it in first. I'm getting nervous. Proof of concept for screwing in. I'm not going to put the bottom O-rings in. I'm just going to screw the top one in. And move it over as far as it can go. Because now I have to squeeze this one in. Are you going to work? How did the step cutout work for that? Oh, I guess it just went the other way. Alright, so it looks like I might have to get creative and nip some of this stuff on this side. I didn't predict that to be a thing. Good old side cutters, flush cutters. Let's get at it. Alright. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so let's see if I can screw this one in. We should be good. No? Is it the PCB alignment with the USB? Oh wow. So wait, you're telling me this PCB alignment is different? Really? Yeah, keeps your all PCB aligned differently. Huh. I would not have thought this was a thing. So if I wanted to make this work, I would need to move this side further in like this. Alternatively, I could just forego screwing this one in and it would be on 3 points. How do I feel about that? It wouldn't help the feeling down here. then this plate, if I fit it all in, and it's to the side. So even if it's right justified, then it's centered. So I'd be able to get that one in, but not this one, and these two. Is that worth doing? I would need to put an O-ring or something down there to keep it from moving. Or I still have that silicone mat I could put down in. No, silicone mat's smaller than the standoffs. Alright, let's check that real quick. Silicone mat. Yeah, it's smaller than the standoffs. So if I did put this on here, I'd actually want to tape this one off. Have it mounted by 3 points. In theory, that should be good enough. But that's also kind of pushing it a little bit. It's definitely not going to bite in there. And I don't really want to file down the PCB if I can help it. It's just really not going to fit in at all, though. Looks like I can get it in, but it's putting pressure on the entire assembly now. Including the PCB and USB-C. Can I get the other side in? If I can get the other side in, I think I can actually do this. So I can. What does this mean? It means I can do it, but this is probably a bad idea. Let's do it. What's the worst could happen? A lot of bad things, but that's okay. I want to do it, so I will do it. So, today we learned these things are not exactly compatible, but it's close enough that you can force it to work. So we don't have a contact there. We do have a diode 76 here. It should still work. Alright, I'm deciding we're going to do it anyways. Against my better judgment, let's do it. Because I want to build it. Alright. So the clear stabs are the Durock V2 stabs that Keebs For All provides. Very nice of them to do that for their Freebird 60 full kits and full max kits. And honestly, they're great stabilizers. Durock V2 have always been some of my go-to. Recently I've been trying other newer things, but still, solid stabs. Always good to see, you know, a company helps source things like that, quality products, so you don't have to worry about refinding everything or redoing everything. And these are clear, pretty easy to tune. But since it's a 625U for the spacebar, I do have, I think this is a Gateron Black Ink stabilizer that's 7U. And I think I tuned it already. It was sitting here built, it has lube on it, so I'm hoping I I did actually tune this and didn't have issues with it, but I guess we'll find out. Man, scuff stream tonight. Alright. So the main difference between the Keeps for All and this one, it has a different facing stabilizer cutout for the enter. So the enter cutout, if you look at the DZ60, is north facing, it's south facing on the other one. Mike Chen, is that you? No, unfortunately not. That guy eats way better than I do. And he's not quite as hefty as I am. At least it feels that way nowadays. I just sit around and do nothing but build keyboards and work anymore. And occasionally, like, take my daughter to school and stuff. That's about it. Alright. He can probably eat more than you? He definitely could. He definitely could. Him, Mark Wiens, and like all the other food travel YouTube people. Yeah. I think this is the correct cutout for this one. Sure. This is my first board? No. Nope. This was just a fun board that I picked up and said, hey, this is a new board for new people. Let's try it out. Let's have some fun. And so I have a DZ60 PCB, which is not really the same as this Keeps for All. This Keeps for All has deeper cutouts on the side. So I have to jank it in, but I can make it work, I think. Originally, I had thought this was just based off of the standard Poker 2 layout as far as the mounting points, but it looks like the Keeps for All PCB does have slightly different mounting points, which is interesting. Not something I had thought of. In fact, Monday I was building another board. I actually built a prototype IU. And I messed up the sound test, which was a little disappointing, but par for the course. So much Swiss cheese at this bottom rail, it's so distracting. I think this is the right setup for 7U. Triple check. Yes. Yes, it is. Cool. I don't think someone new to the hobby would really probably stream their first build, so if they did, I mean, hats off to them. That's pretty ballsy move. But I suppose it would have had been done by somebody before. Alright, let me put switches in. Okay. One in the corner, and then one by the space bar. There we go. Do I have to get the plate fork out for this one? Yeah. No, I can pull it with my fingers. Cool. So, spacebar. I have the spacebar in here. You get it on Geist? No. I don't know. I didn't really join that one. Alright, let's do this backwards wise because the Swiss cheese always confuses me. Okay, so it's the far one on the right. Got it. Alright, let's listen to the stabs again. I'm listening through my headphones, which is not recommended, but whatever. I guess I'm using the red accents. Ooh, should I get red spacebar then? Maybe. Stabilizer could use a little bit more. This could use a little bit more. Yep, that's okay. Okay. All that stuff to the side. XHT BDZ. I think I already plugged the butt on this, but I'll add a little bit more, not too much. And this one. Let me try these two out again. Backspace and shift. Okay. Okay, that took a little bit of bounce at the top when I was tapping it out. That's what I wanted. All right, let's put the switches in and get to soldering. And then I'll have to figure out exactly how I want to jank this all together, because like I said before, yeah. think this is this right or left? I think it's all to the right. Is it all to the right? I think this is all to the right. They don't mark on this PCB, do they? Alright, I'll have to pull out the kitting to make sure I'm getting the Sangen bottom row correct because I always forget. Supers, I'll need these out. Huh. Guess I could put an LED. Guess not though. Do I want a step caps? I'm not sure. But I will probably need this shift, right? Yeah. This shifty boy. Throw that over there. And the second row of things. Fingers under it, come on. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's the right kitting. Do I want to go steps? Probably not, because I'm going to be using that as a layer button. Let's not do that. It's tempting. Part of me really wants to do it, but I will actually use that fairly often. Probably should just have it regular sized. Actually, do I want... Was it the app button that I was using there? I think I had app for some reason. So rather than super, I guess I'll change it out for the menu. Little icon menu is fine. Okay. Do I want a windowed? No. I think I have LEDs in my basement. I do have LEDs in the basement. I just forget where I put them. So let's not delay and search any longer. Alright. Let me do this backwards again. For my own sanity. Alright, taking shape. And if you forget how Sangen bottom row goes, I mean, just throw keycaps on it. Throw keycaps at the problem. Because I never remember which way it's supposed to be going. Then we have spacebar, and that looks much prettier. Okay. And sanity check. Yes, okay. So that's all left. These are all right. Just pressing these down and making sure that they're seated nicely. Then we have a delete button over here. And then what do I do with the shifts? I just threw that in the pile. I should have thought about it before I threw it. This is the wrong shift, isn't it? This is too big. Anyways, I'm pretty sure this goes on this side. But since I threw everything in the pile, that is in question. Oh well. Okay, that's actually in the plate. I just didn't hear the satisfying clicking noise. There we go. Alright, we're going with the standard caps lock. Alright, moving right along, putting in the switches, getting some satisfying clicks, but not all of them. Suppose that's okay. There we go. That one not so satisfying, just sort of went in there with me. Alright, last row. Everything seems to be fitting tight. I might actually just be able to straight up solder rather than have to do weird push in, hold switch, pushing reflow solder antics. And I have an extra switch. Cool. Everything seems to be fitting pretty uniform. All the bottoms of the switches, that's one way I'm lining it up, and then I'm looking at the tops and seeing if anything's out of line. I do notice with this that there's slight bowing going on with the PCB or the plate. I can't tell which at this point. It's all fitting together pretty tight. It looks like I'll just be able to straight up solder this without having to think too hard about it. Now I have an extra switch. Not like I needed more. And my solder. I am running low on solder, so if I have to refill the spool in the middle, that's fine. I have extra. Get the extra brass ready. And tip tinner for good measure. My little weather thing in the corner saying that it is snowing. But it's 42. It's too warm for snow. Embarrassing for you, weather thing. Alright, I'm gonna turn on crisp. I'll sound like I'm underwater, but at least you will not hear the fan. So I might sound weird, apologies, but it's better than hearing this fan. Alright, this is the Hakko 951. So it's going to heat up to 350C. I am using a leaded eutectic quad solder. Alright. First things first, clean and tin the tip. Use the solution. Hit it with the brass. Re-tin the tip. Let it burn a little bit, sends smoke signals as it's called. And put it back in. We have a nicely tinned tip. All right, I'm going to get the corners in first. Ensure that it's making good contact with the board. Okay. And now for the other side. All right. And this side looks pretty good too. All right. Everything's in there nice and flush. I don't think I'm going to have to do anything special with these switches. I can probably just straight up solder, which is a relief because as much as I like the PP plate on IU and some other PC plates that I've done recently, it's good just to have a PCB that you can just solder and not have to reflow every switch to hold it down to make sure that it's making perfect contact. All right. Need the components. The best not to solder it into them. There we go. Looks good. And then the rest of it should be pretty easy. It's definitely just crowded for space in the one corner with USB-C. And then the rest of it should be pretty simple. And part of the reason why I did go for this PCB is, hey TKL King, what's going on? Got notifications of your KFE tonight? Yeah, same here too. It's supposed to come in a week, but DHL shipping for me has always been faster, so I'm hoping I get it sooner than a week. And I got mine in Swab Blue WinKey again. A little bit of a panic buying because I think I clicked the wrong thing, but that's fine. I could always use a WinKey to have a different variety of TKL. Titan Gray with the PVD weights. Oh, you got the black PVD weights and WinKeyless? Oh, that's gonna be sick. Nice, dude. Congratulations on that. Had to be fast for that one. Although I'm not really sure. I guess people that have been in the server for a while for MonoK knew which ones to get for the different options, but people were still confused. Cost good, but worth it, to be honest? Yeah, I think so. Especially since the weights are external. I mean, that's kind of a unique Viso board. Although pretty much every board that he builds is pretty much a banger. They did the issue when it was set up that Titan Gray wouldn't show up unless you added the brass option. Oh. So it was up for over 24 hours? Most didn't know? Shit. So I remember people were talking about it. Like the Phantom Boogeyman, like, oh, that one was up there. But, yeah. Interesting. Wonder if they're going to do another round of it. I also wonder if they're going to do another round of K. But since they're doing like the Hero, which I could see them doing more boards like that perhaps in the future, I don't know. I like their classic lineup, but I also want to see what else they could do as a design house and manufacturer. Well, they have their own manufacturer that they subcontract to, but yeah. Curious to see what their future looks like. Regardless, I'll probably be buying from them again in the future. And all of a sudden, options for B-Stock show up and boards. And it was weird, man. Yeah. Saw the B-Stock stuff. I figured they'd have quite a few of those, but honestly, I'd just rather get A-Stock for that amount of money. Things like, you know, Geon Frog, you can probably get B-Stock and be fine with, but, you know. Ellen said the KFE is the final batch. They said not Ellen. Ah. Okay. All the more reason I'm glad I got in on this. Yeah, man, probably I've gotten Suave Blue, save me money. It's the most popular color. Yeah, so I got Tomo in Suave Blue because originally I was just like, that's a neat looking blue color from the photographs. And Artemis is like, yeah, it's pretty cool looking in person. I'm like, all right, I'll buy it. And then, so this is gonna sound like weird, but I think I'm actually have two slight shade of green. Yeah, it was sort of like the weird blue shifting aqua color to it. I think that's super neat looking now. Um, but I did get Titan Gray for Kage, and I think I'm actually going to get two Kages, a Winky and a Winky less. Um, I don't know exactly how that got added in there as a second one, but since it was an unlimited buy, I'm assuming they didn't really care. Nakiba charged me, so I'm like, cool. You missed it? Oh. You want to buy a Winky off of me when I get it? Yes? Okay. Keep in contact with me, and yeah. If I end up getting both the Winky less and a Winky, let me know. Otherwise, I guess you could fight for extras, but I'll just sell it at whatever the cost was to me, to you. I don't feel like playing the markup game and neck market and flipping things. Nah, I'd rather buy from you. Cool. Because originally I had messaged them like, hey, can I change it from Winky to Winkyless? They're like, sure. And then I think they just added a Winkyless and didn't bother taking it off. It is what it is. Helps me out also. Yeah, it's either that or I would have a Winkyless board for home and a Winky Kage for my office or something like that, which would just be weird. Too much keyboard. Dude, I was pissed I missed Kage. Oh, yeah, I bet. Although I'm still waiting for the Kaze board too, whenever that comes. Whenever it comes, it'll come. Super happy to let me. Yeah, sure. Unless plans change and I need a Win keyboard for some reason. But I think I have enough TKLs coming this year. I should be good. Help a brother out. Menkage? All good. Yeah, but I am interested in Kaze too. Just because, you know, everyone keeps saying Kaze Sail Lit. The meme is funny, but I'm actually curious about that board. And Tehaz with this wood one, I mean, it's like interesting. Bone is screwy? Oh. It's one of those interesting things. Even though we buy nice keyboards and stuff, for the most part, when I'm at work, I can't have Discord on my work computer. So I'm sitting there on my phone just typing things. Spend all the money for a keyboard, use my thumbs to type on a phone. Feels bad. And usually I'm upstairs too, with my family and stuff, and I'm like replying to people's keyboard questions of how did you do this or how do you do that or something on my phone using my thumbs instead of a keyboard. I have a Discord channel? No, usually I've actually been hanging out in the Keeps for All Discord quite a bit. I guess I just like talking to people new to the hobby to get their opinion on things and to hear what they have to say, hoping that it'll give me ammunition to use on friends that I think would enjoy the hobby but are not in the hobby. So also that, and I'm just sending them boards like, you know, beginner entry level stuff. I think I'll probably end up keeping this one though. This Freebird and the Keeps for All stuff is kind of interesting. Oh yeah, and then my wife today at dinner saw IU and she was like, what is this? I was just thinking all the time, please don't ask how much it was. I think she knows better. She saw it and she was just like, I don't want to know. In a way, that's like our thing for respecting each other's boundaries in some way. And I need to have a hobby. She needs to get foodie ideas and then go out to eat in the city. So yeah, it is. We have our own things. Did I bend a pin? I bent a pin. How did I bend this pin? I'm going to be using that spare switch after all. It's a good wife, to be honest. At least she accepts it. I mean, I guess. How tight is this part? Oh man, I bent that pin. Huh. Usually I bend pins on hot swap boards. Usually I don't bend them on soldered. Alright, sticking through. We're good. That was that one extra switch that I had. And I don't think I bent any other pins. I did check briefly, but I guess I always miss one. Whatever. And then I back up to temperature right away. Alright. And at some point, like every streamer that builds, at some point I'm going to have to open up commissions so I don't keep buying my own boards and streaming my own content. I like having boards and stuff, but at some point I need to chill. Guess I need to find a self-promo Discord server and start spamming in that. I guess I should probably also leave some sort of like cryptic message in the YouTube comments, or just leave a Google form link so people can click on it, then I guess ask questions about stuff rather than actually order a service, but is what it is. That reminds me, I need to get working on cleaning up her Alps board too. She's going back to work next week, which means I guess I'll try to do a Saturday or Sunday stream to clean her board up. Key R2 Friday is still need to build one for myself. I don't know. I really like my key. I found I liked it better with the stiffer O-ring option that they had. Originally I was using, I think, the 30A, and I switched up to 50A. It makes me curious about getting like a 70 or 90A, though, because since I'm using MX Blacks in mine, it definitely sounds better with stiffer stuff. That, and I also have a half plate, so I also think I want to sometime try one of the HAD 60 2 channels. Actually, 1mm pour on under it. Yeah, that will work too. I've used, I think mine still has, no, I took the Xeon sheet out, the 1mm foam under. I didn't think of putting Poron in. What I actually ended up doing was using 1/2 mil like tape and just taping the bottom of the board. I don't mind foam if it helps the board a lot. So I didn't think he needed that much help. Like, at some point I'll have to redo a sound test, because apparently I've been doing a terrible sound test with the wrong settings on my mic. But yeah, it's one of those things where I didn't think it actually needed that much help, and I think it sounds all right. with just a little bit of tape and minimal work. But I did tape mod my key, and then I taped the case as well, which I guess is the unorthodox move, but whatever, I did it. Adds more pop somehow. Yeah, it has to do with, like, I don't know the actual physics of it, but it appears to give a larger, looser space to radiate sound from, rather than FR4, which is pretty dense and firm. Tape is obviously less dense and firm, and it seems to spread it out, gives it a louder and creamier sound overall, which, I think that's kind of cool. That in there? Okay, that's in there. The lighting is messing with my eyes. I found Monokey boards I've used with little dampening somehow really brings out the alphas. Yeah, the alphas on the key, I think, have been the most impressive thing, even though I've been doing a half plate. They are all good regardless. Honestly, I really like Monokey boards so far. They're definitely a brand that I will keep going back to. Similar to how I think Geon is just so underrated for what it is brand-wise too. That's another company that I'll keep going back to. I love Death Enthusiast brand. Yeah, that's for sure. And then honestly, I have high hopes for Keeps for All too. Being that they decided to take a popular concept, the tray mount 60, take the middle two standoffs all the way out rather than having like screw in or anything like that, and just building a fairly inexpensive, no nonsense thing. I think it's interesting. I can't wait to get my hands on their TKL, the Freebird TKL. And now I've actually already decided I'm going to be building one for a friend and gifting it to her. So that'll be a fun build. And a colorful one too. But I think I got olive. That was the color I got for my Freebird TKL. I'm actually excited to have that because I don't currently have a nice green or olive green board. And of course, I'm going to be predictable and put like off-white or beige on it. Can't mess with classic looks. It's classic for a reason, right? Well, looks like I'm going to have just enough solder to finish this board up, and then I'll have to switch to a new spool of solder for my next build that uses solder, which will probably be the Portal 65, since that's in the United States shipping from, I believe, California or Seattle. I forget which port. I think it's California. That'll probably arrive before the Monarchy stuff, but you never know. DHL shipping from Hong Kong has surprised me in the past. And I'm guessing they're in a rush to get things out the door since it's almost Lunar New Year. Come to think of it, that's probably why there's so many Mandarin oranges in the fridge right now. So what builds have you coming up? So Portal 65, that's a gummy O-ring mount with a big rear weight. I got mine in rainbow and the case is silver. Block 67. That was just like similar to a Bakeneko, but in a 65. Similar concept, dirt cheap. Kind of want to compare the two of those together. My favorite 60-65 gummy O-ring, Portal 60. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Actually really looking forward to that one. And then after that, KFE CE. Whenever that arrives, I'll build that. Then I'll have to wait and see what else comes. I'm never quite sure when things are coming. Top. The tone is dense, it's black, it's beautiful. Nice. Because I'm looking at having a board to complement my Sangeo 60. Now I'm calling it Sangeo just like Mr. Taeha Kim. Oops. Yeah. I really like my Sangyo 60, my little clacky shark board, and I wanted to build another board similar to that, so if it's a nice clacky board, I'm all about it. Everyone's chasing after the T word and deeper sounds, and honestly I just like varieties, so having boards a little bit more higher pitch, I'm looking forward to boards like that. I actually liked it more than my Unicorn. Really? So that's sort of surprising. The Unicorn's one of those boards that everyone's like very reverent about. Although, from what I heard, everyone seems to like the new Sega Kohaku too. Their new 65. I think Frank has one coming, Enamashiki. I'm actually really interested to see his take on it. Because if they have another future run of that, I mean, you know, of course, I'm all about the new. Portal 65 is really solid gummy O-ring. Enough movement has a dense clack to it. Unicorn sounds slightly thinner. Interesting. Alright, all the more reason to hype up the Portal build and do it immediately when it comes in my door. I think I wanted to get Sacramenters or Meteor Whites in that. I can't remember which one. But it's going to be an SP Star switch. I want it to be clacky. I want it to be tasty. Alright, double checking my solder work real quick. Yeah. I don't know. I really like SP Star switches. Like, so these are the SP Star ENU switches. You can't hear them because of everything going on, but I did like how they felt. I like Meteor Whites. I have Meteor Whites. I have extra Polaris Grays, which is what I actually put in my Sangyo 60. Kind of interesting. I really liked the way that sounded. This is sleeping. Let me turn it off for now. Where's Via? Well, since I stopped, we can turn crisp off. So I sound like a normal human being again. Pull up Via on the screen. Polaris Gray, Gray 2. You really know it's a good switch. Zaku's. Yeah, so I have Zaku's. Which board? Which case is that in? I think it's this case. Let me pull it out real quick. Is it this one? Ugh, I think it's this one. Yeah. So I have Zaku's currently in my Thera. And I really like the sound. Reminds me so much of Nixie's. Yeah, I like Thera. It sounded muted in a lot of people's sound tests, so that's part of the reason why I went with Zaku's, because I know they're a louder switch. I also have Techno Violets to build with. I think, was it the block I wanted to build with Techno Violets? I can't remember. Put that back up there carefully. Good, it still recognizes. Test matrix. Alright, we did it. I've soldered it. Now I have to try to shove it into the case. Because this PCB doesn't actually really fit the case so well. Oops. Alright. Before I do too much, let me move stuff off the desk and start cleaning up the bottom of this PCB from all the nasty, yucky flux. Plug the soldering iron because my daughter will come down here and try to turn the soldering iron on. Listen to this, please. Ooh. Ooh. I have watched this before. I've already liked it. Okay, Texie does make good switches, man. I know a lot of people like complain about Texie switches, but like they make decent switches. I don't know what people are complaining about. Yeah, I know, it's Portal 65. Man, that almost makes me want to try Technoviolet switches too, though. Because I have Technoviolets in my stash of switches. So many switches to try, I'm never sure. I definitely respect Lightning Sound Test, though. I always like that guy's sounds. Has that feel-goodness to them. I don't quite have as dead of a background noise here because I have such a large space. But I guess I'll have to figure out sound treatment or something. Anyways. Yeah, why don't I try that? Why don't I try the Portal 65 with Technoviolets just to try them out. Some sound damping on the walls. So I have 3 acoustic panels, one above me, 2 in front of me. But this is such a large space, like you can see behind me, the back wall where the TV is. It's just too big. There's too much room, reflection, and echo. This room never sounds dead. Then we have heaters down here. I have freaking router, which sometimes just wants to go mad and kick up like it's a computer or something. Well, it is a computer, but still. I find it slightly annoying. I'm not going to go too crazy with the cleaning again tonight. Just want to clean it off. If I wanted to tape mod it, I probably would go a little bit more on the cleaning. But this was a pretty quick build. I didn't really stress the PCB or flux out too much. Everything seems to be coming off alright. And KBD Fans does have this texture to their boards, which I think probably makes it a little bit harder for stuff to come off, but I don't know. But yeah, that's my builds coming up. And then after that, in Q2, in theory I have a bunch of stuff coming. I just don't know when anything's going to end. At least I'm confident that it can't be as bad as like GMK backup. Because originally I wanted to build IU with Muted 2, but obviously that hasn't shipped yet. I think the latest update from Oblitsky had said it was sometime next quarter. Frog TKL soon for me, personal build. Yeah, Frog's a fun board. I've actually been bringing that into work for the past like 2 days in a row, just because I like typing on it. Yeah, with mine I did, what was it? FR4 half plate. Is that FR4 half plate? Yeah. FR4 half plate, and then with the yellow frog PCB in the background, and I did cherry housings with kale stems. So I had the sort of long pull poppy sound to it to help fill out the frog a little bit, because in sound tests sometimes it can sound a little bit on the thinner side. So that's sort of my solution to that, was just go a little bit long pull, nothing too crazy though. I think it sounds pretty good. Frog's a pretty good board. I really like it. In theory, mine's a B stock. They put 2 stickers on it, I think, just to call it B stock, but I couldn't tell the difference unless I looked at certain angles under the harshest lights possible. So whatever room they're using to grade frog in, they do have pretty good QC. So that's why I was sort of surprised to hear that, the F284 had all the issues with streaking and mismatch and things like that. So I guess Mr. Yuan must have outsourced some work, because I don't think he let his own machine shop do that to his board. Thin slate works. Thin slate compresses so easily and dampens so well, such a good dampening material. Yeah. Because honestly, if I want to dampen things out, I usually just go polyfill nowadays. I'm like, oh, I could cut a sorbethane sheet. I could put bits of this and that in. But honestly, the only thing I don't like about polyfill, of course, is that you have white pubes everywhere for years. But it is a trade-off, I guess. Retains most of the sound. Yeah, that's the way I feel too. Because a lot of people originally were like, oh, need to make it deeper. I'm like, I just want to hear the board. I just want to get rid of a little bit of echo and ping on the inside of the case. And just enjoy it for what it is. So a little bit of polyfill goes a long way. I'm glad, other creators like Alexa Toast and people like that have also really been championing it with more entry-level boards and spreading the word among people just getting in the hobby. So I think that will be, yeah. I gotta believe use it. I'll use a little damping as I can. Yeah, just what works. Because at the end of the day, if a board doesn't sound great to me, it's not the end of the world, as long as it feels good. As long as there's something about it that I fall in love with, I'm happy. But yeah, if it's the full package, you can never complain. Even if you got to put something, even if you got to do weird stuff. Although that reminds me of the Glarses and Shub's meme video when they're just shit talking all the latest mods. I thought it was really funny. I'm always sound first, feel seconds, look third. Yeah, that's not bad. For me, I still like feel almost as much as I like sound. But honestly, I like sounds to be so eclectic that I want a variety of everything. I want a few deep boards. I want a few higher pitch boards. I want a few boards that are just, sound like Alps, because I need to get Alps board sometime. I need to get Alps plate cut for something, probably. If I did keep the second Kage, I would probably try to send that plate out and get an Alps made for that. If I had a keyboard more often, yeah. So it's one of those things that I just sit at a computer all day and write emails and reports and stuff and send emails telling people what to do and write evaluations. That's pretty much my life, so for me, I do prioritize feel quite a bit. But yeah, at the end of the day, I want to bring a board into work that I think sounds different, that doesn't sound like a membrane, that people just are like, what is that? So I'm a boss. I have a boss, but I'm I guess I'm solid middle management, if you want to call me anything. Working my way up. I mean, if I wasn't making decent money, I wouldn't be able to spend what I do on boards, so. One way to keep buying more cool stuff is to keep moving up the ladder at work. Usually it means more hours and time and stuff, but as long as I have some free time by myself, to spend time with my kids and build things at night, I'll be happy. I'll be fine. I buy too many boards? Yeah, that can happen. There is a thing as too many. Spend extra money on them. So as long as you're still have some to comfortably live in, you know, an emergency fund and things like that, I can't really fault you for it. It's just a lifestyle choice, you know? Pay the bills, so no worries. Yeah, that's number one. Make sure you pay the bills. But at the end of the day, like the way I looked at it is whether you're investing in yourself now, keyboards or something like that, in a way you're paying yourself. And although keyboards aren't bad investments, they don't really have like dividends like stocks in the end, because you know, as much as I build these things and give them to friends, I couldn't see myself selling something that I built, you know? I don't know, I feel happy. I enjoy keys and will keep enjoying them. Yeah. Same. I think a lot of us in the hobby feel very similar. Alright, so update on this. The sides don't exactly fit with these screws. These are further in than what the PCB normally allows. So I'm going to have to be a little bit janky in how I screw this thing together. Crazy how we can like something so much? Yeah. I think that's what my wife thinks every single time. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, it's just another one. It'll be okay. Alright, let's put this on here. Oh. Oh no. Where did it go? I'm wearing dark colors, so it's not going to be easy to find. Aha. Whew. Luckily it didn't roll anywhere. Alright, so let me try a different approach for the side ones. Let me put it onto the screw first, and then put it in on the side, and then push it together. Hopefully this works out. Hopefully I can screw it all together. This is going to be a little bit tight, I think. Oh man, the plate's even more restrictive. Am I gonna have enough room to do this? You have to get like the thinnest screwdriver out. I think this still fits. Oops. That's definitely not facing the correct direction. Alright. So I guess I can report to the Keeps for All Discord that this is probably not an advisable thing to do. Just use the hot swap PCB that they provide. It's good enough. the bottom or the row 4 is a little bit cursed, but it's probably easier than doing this. This is getting a little bit silly. Alright. Let's see if I can put this in without destroying everything and then ripping my hair out. Cujo26, hey, what's going on? Alright, so I need to get this one in first. Putting pressure on the side and screwing it in. Is it going in? I can't tell. It's in, okay. And then this one, you need to pressure it from this side. Can you find your screw hole? Can you bite in? Oh, come on. You worked when I was test fitting you. Alright, got it in. And we have this one up here. And this one over here. Is this one actually in, or did this one mess up and do something weird? Wait, did it put both O-rings on this side of the PCB? It did. Sag. Gotta redo it all. Alright, at least I know it fits in. Kind of, sort of, not really. Alright, loosen this up. Loosen this up. And this one. No, the O-ring is there. Why would, I guess it just wasn't screwing in. Alright. One more time. All the way to the side at an angle. This one is in. Push it all the way to the other side. Oh, come on. Find your home. There we go. Screw it in there. Get this one in. I don't know where the screw hole is. Looking for it. Okay, it's in there. And last one. So over here? No. Is it biting into something though? Alright, we have to tweezer this a little bit. Shift it over there. I think the standoff's over here. Oh, is it in? Okay, I think it's together. So you can force it together, but it's not made to fit together. Alright, let me wash my hands to get the crap off of them. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Chompy, hey, how are you? I'm well. How about yourself? How are you tonight? Alright, let's throw keycaps on. I think this is a straight bar. Yeah, that's pretty darn straight for PBT. Control button. I think that's the wrong one. I need to find the right one that fits. Yeah, that's slightly too big. Pipe. Shift. Control. Man, look how much the PCB deflects on this side. That's the weird thing I had to use on the other layout. That works here now though, huh? Guess I can use that like a shift, but I think they have a shift somewhere else. I hope they have a shift somewhere else. Caps lock, because this is now a function button. So it does sound a little bit hollow. I might need to throw the polyfill back into this board, but that's okay. If I could take it apart once and then I can put it back together again. I think, I hope. Right. 1, 2, 3, 9. Bracket. Hey Chompy, thank you for the follow. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. Just doing a fun build. So did I have a delete on this side? I want to say that was used as delete on the last one. Don't need that anymore. I have N. Why is this so tight? How did the build go? A bit late? Interesting, because the Keeps for All PCB is actually a slightly different size than a Poker 2 layout. So it fits, but you have to jank it in. It was interesting to figure that one out, but it's in here. I have a solder PCB in here. I don't have a cursed layout anymore on the far right hand side of my board. It's a regular Sangen bottom rail, and I'm pleased. Now to hear how it sounds with carbon fiber, and then probably have to throw polyfill back in. But that's fine. I was sort of expecting that. And you hear my large furnace in the background going at it. Because of course it's cold enough to trigger the furnace. Can't wait for mine to come. Oh, my second Keeb I'll be getting. You're back. Welcome back. What's your second Keeb? You're a Freebird, so what was your first one then? Yeah, man. Thinking back to my first one, it was actually a Melody 96 that I gave away to a friend. YMDK Melody 96, I think. There's some weird amalgamation of letters and numbers. KBD 67 late round 2. First board ever, freaking OTD, y'all. What? You had an OTD? That's crazy. Wanted to get the Odin but missed out? Oh. Odin's an interesting board. So I do like Odin. but it's so big on my desk. I want to bring it into work because I think it would fit in better there, but it's such a big keyboard. I don't know. I do like it. I think it actually sounds and feels better than what I thought, so. Ads. Oh no. RIP. Adpocalypse. We going back? Oh, yeah. No, I just pulled out my I'm losing my train of thought here. I just pulled out my... It still sounds hollow on that side. I just pulled out the Odin, showed it off. Interesting board. Has a pretty comfortable feel to it. I actually was pleasantly surprised by that. Didn't see it. I'll pull it out because it's right here. Mine has the optional brass weight on it. So a little daughter board cover in there. Heard good things about the Odin. Yeah, honestly, I really like it. It sounds pretty good. Let me just throw it on the desk and pound on it for a few seconds. Heater's going on in the background, but I do have stuff on this mic, so you can't hear exactly what it sounds like. But these are essentially Hyperglide blacks. They used to be MX greens. They lived in one of my old keyboards, and then I put Hyperglide stems in it because I don't like clickies anymore. But yeah, super interesting board. And then these 4 stabilizers are Gateron Ink. This one's a 7U Stabies, and I have Duroc V2 over here. Because I just had too many leftover stabs and I just wanted to use stabs. But yeah, I think I need to redo a sound test with this because I think this is one of the boards that was affected by my mismanaged use of OBS to record stuff. Frankenstein board, yeah, so I had an old Code V2 board from WASD or WASD, and I like that board a lot, except I don't like the greens in it anymore. So I took that board apart, desoldered all the switches, took the green stems out, and replaced it with Hyperglide stems I happen to have from making the Frog switches, which were Kale stems and Hyperglide housings. So, yeah. My old board lives on in this board. I'm not sure when I'll use it because, like I said, with the numpad here, this is a larger size board than what I'm used to with TKLs. But fit and finish of this board was actually surprisingly nice. Like, if you have a chance to pick one up and you need something like a full-size board, Odin's actually pretty compelling, I think. It's KBD fans, so like in 2 years' time they'll run it again and people will be very hype about it, but they'll have changed just about everything about it by that point probably, so see what they put out. OP 4 3 QW Y. Get on there. T R. Wait, am I just picking out QWERTY backwards now? No. Okay. IU. It's the board I just built. Eight. So the USB-C port on this, because of the PCB, it's all the way to the side. So that's one thing I didn't realize and I didn't account for, was that USB. this needs to be screwed in a little bit. Okay. Tab. Super. H. W. Z. E. All right. Then I had this button for this. And I'm missing. Oh yeah, that's right. The other format didn't have that. This packaging is so much better than GMK packaging. It's silly. Let me just throw all the extra stuff into here that I'm not going to be using anymore. Let me actually look for a proper shift instead of whatever this up arrow thing is. This goes here. I think I have the right size shifter in this box. What switches I go with? This is EVPT 9009. Pretty classic colorway. Matches a lot of things. This is kind of boring. I just wanted a newer board to have sort of a classic look and appeal to it. So I went with 9009. I'll just throw that in there. I don't know what kitting that actually came with. There we go. I have a board that no longer has a cursed row 4 layout. And Sangan row with the space bar. I guess I have the option of putting in like a green or a blue bar if I really wanted to be colorful about it. Do I want? Probably not. If I did, it would be red. I'm not sure if I want to go with red on this. I could always change it up later, but I sort of like the way it looks with limited accents. Alright, all the extra stuff goes back in the box. Then let's try a typing test with this. Do I have monkey type up? Of course I don't. Will this... Good, it plugs in. And all the RGB underneath of it. We can be secret gamers, we can have our RGB underneath. Alright. Let me change this mic around. Yeah, what switches I go with? I think I probably did not answer that question, actually, now I think about it. These are SP Star Yan Yu. This is the same sort of switch I used the last time. Alright. Monkey type. And I guess you guys get to bear witness to my slow typing. Oh, you can see my pop filter. Move that out of the way. This microphone's pretty far from the board. I'm going to actually start recording with different settings where it's definitely going to be closer, like within, what, 7-8 inches from the board where it's going to be pointed. So it's going to sound different whenever I get around to recording that stuff. Has a little bit of vibration dampening, so it's not like super harsh because of the O-rings rather than just mounting on the tray. I do like the general sound of it, but I think I'm still going to add a little bit of polyfill. McWeeby Baller, thank you for the follow. I think I pronounced your name right. Hold on. This isn't plugged in. I can't alt-tab. Let's try it out exactly. After I read that guy's name correctly, I think I butchered it. McWeechy Baller. I think I got the name right. Thank you for the follow. All right, back to music. Yeah, so let me unplug it a little bit. So this bottom section sounds a little bit hollow to me. This sounds interesting though. Kind of like that. Then the space bar. I think it sounds nice and authoritative actually. Then the alphas, I actually do like the sound. It has a little bit of reverberation probably coming up that the mic's picking up. It's interesting. I'm genuinely pleased with this change of sound. But I think it will sound just a tad better with a little bit of polyfill. So polyfill we will add. Didn't catch the beginning of the build. Is this with silicone pad? There's the silicone pad. No, there's nothing in it. This is just, I have a little bit of tape on the outside and on the side to prevent pinging with the original palm plate I got, but that's it. And I'm about to just add a little bit of polyfill in it because it sounded a little bit hollow on this end of the board. But I don't think it requires all that much to it. Apologies if I sound quiet, it's because I don't have the mic facing me and I'm just screwing things, trying to get this done. Alright, is that enough? Can I lift you out? Excellent. Carefully. And you can see I did a little bit of damage to the case because again this PCB, the way it mounts in the standoffs are a little bit small for this case. Polyfill time. This is about the amount that I used last time. It's probably a little bit heavy on the polyfill side, but let me tear it up and just try to lay it in the case. I don't think it's going to require that much. I want to put more on this side than anywhere else, but I'll try to evenly layer the middle so I don't get any weird sounds to it. And it should just eat up the rest of the small reverberations that we can definitely sense in the case that are kind of okay, but you know, not 100% ideal. Let's just put it that way. I have to go thinner on this over here. I guess I could put the silicone in, but generally I don't personally like the sound of silicone all that much, if I'm being 100% honest. A little bit more polyfill on this side, and one more dollop in the middle. And I'll put the rest back for a rainy day. Alright. This is going to make putting this together more of a headache than before, but we will endure. Squish it down from the top, angle it in. I need this end all the way in to screw this in first. Next, I need to fish for this hole over here. Straightened out nice. This one is somewhere in the middle of this. I just need to figure out where. Nope, need to tweezer that one back to the middle somewhere. It's off in space. This one grabbed in right away. Nice. All right. Okay, these are pretty tight. Let me back it out a little bit so the O-rings can do their magic and make the board sing a little bit more. All right. Oh, and then my furnace turns on. Delay the typing test. Okay, all full disclosure, I like my furnace, it's just loud. I guess I should go into via light. Lighting off, all off. That's not off, all off. You're lying to me. Effects off, all off. I still see a party going on beneath my board. Alright. Guess I need to actually program in lighting. BL toggle. That. Actually, I'll just have that be all off. So, backlighting off? No? What? I guess I just have lighting now on this board. I have no option. That's kind of interesting. Whatever. Okay. Sounds like it's turning off. Let me kill the music. Bring up monkey type again. Mouse clicks keyboard level, party going on in the background. And sorry, the router's turned itself on. Guess that's not too loud. I can probably type with that. All right, let me just stop wussing out. Yell if ads are running. Alright. I think this sounds better. Still has a little bit of that bounce and flex in the middle of the board. I think I actually like the sound of this quite a bit. A little bit of polyfill has deepened and muted out some of the alphas, which I think is fine. Carbon fiber plate is interesting for sure. And now this doesn't sound as hollow on the ends. I think that has worked. Enter's still a little bit on the higher pitch side, but it sounds okay. And then black cherry pie on the spacebar I think always sounds good. Some people are criticizing me on Thera for using that just because it's so different tone from the Zaku switches I was using, but I still like it. I mean, I can't help it. And then my typing is still slow, but it's like 2:30 and I need to get to bed. Anyways, let me turn the music back on and reset the mic. And we'll end the stream. Oh, probably destroying your ears. Sorry about that. I actually really like the way this keyboard sounds. Not gonna lie. Carbon fiber is interesting. It's a little bit on the stiff side, but it still has enough with the O-rings, since it's not screwed down the full way, that it dampens out and spreads the vibrations through the board, so it's still a fairly comfortable typing feel, which is interesting. I do like this. Yep. Alright, so if I learned anything from my foray into messing up I use typing tests, I will wait till tomorrow to actually do this typing test, so I don't miss my settings and post something that just sounds like garbage. Apologies for that again. I'm trying to learn from my mistakes of just not doing it this late at night. Anyone to raid? I don't know who streams at this time. Since I have some viewers, I may as well hand them off to another keyboard. Oh, Epsilon's doing a build of, it looks like an iron... More iron 179.5. You guys want to raid iron or somebody else? There's some people doing smaller stuff. Let me go check making crafting real quick. Alright, thanks for stopping by. Have yourself a good night. Nibble tofu replacement stabs. More tactile thing, Mammoth 75. I see some other people doing stuff. Let's send you guys over to Mammoth 75. I don't know who this guy is. Yeah, why not? I don't know who he is, but let's give it a try. Everyone be nice, and thank you for stopping by. Do have a good night, and we'll go from there. Is that not the guy's name? Let's try this again. Oh wait, it's /raid. That's why it wasn't working, right? Oshika __. Mammoth 75 question mark. Looks like he's doing something with his Iki 68 Aurora. So let's go say hi to him. Thanks for stopping by. I'll try to probably do a stream this weekend to clean up my wife's keyboard. And I'll post a sound test of this board probably tomorrow. That's it for me for tonight. Heading over to this other gentleman for a quick raid to say hi. And we're out of here. Thanks for stopping by again. Have a good night.
Oh, no worries, mate. Javerb, hey, you're raiding with a party of 5. Thank you. What have you been streaming tonight? Greetings. Yeah, hey, mate, welcome. I'll just take a quick sec to introduce myself. My name's Brad. I am just a dude from Brisbane, Australia. Like to build mechanical keyboards, like to game, bit of a petrol head, bit of a gamer, just a bit of everything. But yeah, thanks for joining. Tonight we're playing around with the Icky and we might whack some Bobas into the Mammoth 75. And then, yeah, you're doing a KFA Freebird 60 rebuild. You put in a solder PCB and a carbon fiber plate. Oh, sweet. Nice. How'd that feel and sound? I really regret not buying a Freebird because I really want to try a 60% board. But like, yeah, the Icky 68's like just so solid. Like I've got all the plates for it too, and the brass plate build's my favorite. So you'll be able to hear how it sounds. This is my favorite build in it too, because SP stars are just really good on the brass plate. So yeah, you'll be able to hear that in a minute, and then we'll get stuck into the Mammoth. So yeah. What switches did you put in the Freebird? Interesting, I really like the sound and feel. It feels a little stiff, but with the O-rings it does spread vibrations. Odd, okay, cool. The carbon fiber plate would probably help with that. Does it come with a alloy plate originally, the Freebird? The Bobas on brass without the silicone was great. Yeah, well, wait till you hear this, Grizzy. This will change it. This SP Star Yanyu. SP Star Yanyu. I've got a POM in my unit. Oh, okay, cool. A 48 gram, so they're really light. Okay. That would have been pretty nice with the carbon fiber plate and a light switch. Did you like it, or did you prefer your previous build with the POM plate? I haven't tried POM yet. I'm leaving that to build in the Frog. I'm gonna do I do like this better. Okay, interesting. Do you feel like the POM plate didn't suit the board? Or just the switches you have with it? This is different, I do like it. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you can have lots of fun with it, like obviously any different combo. So you just gotta try it. Okay, cool. I'll check out your bod. If you clip it as well, I'll have a look. So I'll flick your follow now, so I've got a reminder. Cool. All right, guys. Let's do this. Yeah, because we're going to put the SP Star Media Whites in. You'll post a sound tomorrow on YouTube. Oh, cool. Sweet. Is your YouTube name the same? That's it for me tonight. 2:40 East. Oh wow, that's really early. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check out YouTube. 2:40 a.m. on the East Coast, man. That's way too late. Yeah, thanks for the raid, Jay. I'll catch up with you next time you stream. I'll get your notification. Have a good night, man. Thanks for tuning in.